Here's the reality. AI is not going to go away. The biggest issue that most people have in today's design and manufacturing world is that engineers do a lot more than just CAD. So there's a plethora of kind of tasks, depending upon your vertical domain, that you need to be experienced in. But when there's a change and something has to be changed in the design, usually it's the domain experts that have to sit there and try and, in their own mind, map out, okay, what's the ripple effect of that design change? And we're humans, so we're prone to mistakes. And so it would be great to take this knowledge of sort of a systemic view and be able to understand kind of the fishbone diagram of kind of implications. So then it allows you as the engineer to go and do it, or have other people to kind of step in and sort of say, okay, if we're going to use something that structurally may cause, us to need something that's stronger, but it may be more brittle, what material might be, then the analysis people might be able to get involved. So understanding the implications to design, I think, are going to be, and to the end use part, it's really going to be a big area that's going to have orders of magnitude impact in terms of the engineering and design and the business of building products. So that's my long-term thesis about what AI can do. And it's not fearful for me at all. I think it's incredibly exciting, actually. What's AI really good at is it deals extremely well with a lot of unstructured data and a lot of resources. And so the ability to kind of uncover that for people, I think, is extremely valuable. But what's most important about Leo, what you guys you built a culture where you're putting stuff out there and allowing people to iterate, and you're like hyper aggressive about feedback. That's your superpower. There's value there, and there's things that people want and will help them. And what you're doing is your weekly interactions, you're just hyper aggressively trying to get in front of customers and watch and learn, and you're trying to iterate, because that's how things get built. It's through iteration. And so from that standpoint, I think that's the superpower. When the story is written about Leo's impact in the world and Leo's impact in our community, it's going to be about that, because there are some things that are great in it right now, but there's also so many things that are yet to be discovered that you're going to figure out as you watch people. Great products are not built by just a reclusive one person that has a brilliant idea. That may get the reaction started, but all of the feeder chemicals and the interactions are all about iterating and seeing what people are using and doing. And then it's about focus. Once you sort of say, okay, what are the biggest things that can help the community? And focus often is yes, of course, what you're going to do, but it's also about what you're not going to do. And so prioritizing those for the needs of users is really critical as well. For the newer people, I think it's going to be interesting, because I think they're going to probably focus on their transition. And I think in the Onshape advisor world, we've seen that happen. So I think you're going to see a lot of how do I, or how is it different? What does this mean? So people can learn by inference and by examples. I think for the people that are using Onshape in a production environment and as they've grown and larger enterprises, and there's plenty that have done that actually, I think they're going to benefit, because they're going to start looking at it and sort of saying, I'm going to give them access to all of my bill of materials, and they're going to look for things that are, they're going to be a lot less reduplication. So I think you're going to start seeing a lot of, I'll call it in the storage world, data duping. In our world, you're going to see a lot less of the replication of, things that, we've already built that somewhere, but I can't find it, therefore I'm going to redesign it. And so I think you're going to see a lot of efficiencies gained there. But I think it depends on the stage of the life cycle. And that's just sort of two examples in the Onshape world. But we're very excited, because guess what? I could be totally wrong. Let's, get it in the hands of people, and I'll learn and see. The last major platform shift was native cloud, and we're still well in the throes of that flywheel of taking effect inside of the industry. But AI is a behemoth coming in that's going to affect everything we do. And one can put their head in the sand and sort of say and ignore it, or one can grab a hold of it and sort of say, what can this do for me? And what can it do for my company? What can it do to help solve the problems? And so when I think about AI, it's not necessarily a platform in the sense of like traditionally building a new system to run on AI. So rather than think about what's your AI strategy, the question is, how is AI going to impact your life and how you go about doing things in your life? And there's only one way to do it. There's only one way to find out, and that's to explore and iterate and try. So for every engineer that's watching this thing right now, use every tool that's available to you to go and learn and see how it can shorten your product development time. And in the end, we're all going to get better products that are going to be cheaper, they're going to be more reliable, they're going to be more sustainable. And just look at the evolution of just product design and parts and manufacturing and how things get built. And it's amazing some of the innovations that we've seen, and it's only going to improve because all of these products are getting connected, and there's that's exciting. And so jump in.